We are now joined by Council Speaker Corey Johnson. I'm watching this and trying to, and I should stop doing this, but trying to understand what the accusation is, that we as New Yorkers are goosing our numbers to what? What other than a sociopathic desire to sort of project onto New York City for rejecting him at some level is behind this accusation that as a city we would lie about our death count?
You know, it's hard to figure out most of what he says during his daily reality show that he is having, but it's not really based in reality. You know, the outrageous is so appalling on so many levels, given that we are the epicenter of COVID-19 in the country. And given the fact that these healthcare professionals, as you heard from the doctor in the video clip, are working day and night to save people. And it is even more outrageous when you consider that those deaths were not included in the first place because of a lack of testing, which is the federal government's fault. And when you consider the fact that we changed the reporting requirements based on guidance from the CDC, which is a federal agency, it is another example of the president living on another plane, which is not planet Earth. And even with those 3,000 people that we added to the count, we still believe that there is a potential undercount of COVID-19 deaths. We are seeing a spike in deaths of people who are dying at home that may be COVID related. Typically, 20 to 25 New Yorkers on average die at home a day. The numbers now is over 200, and we are still trying to classify those deaths. So it is appalling, outrageous, that in one of the most painful times in New York City's history, with these healthcare heroes still working every single day, the president who tried to play up the size of the crowd at his inauguration on the Washington Mall is now trying to downplay the numbers of New Yorkers who have tragically died because of federal inaction under his watch.
What does New York City need now?
Well, what we really need is we need a lot more federal money. We announced today that our budget, which is the third largest budget in the United States of America, we're seeing about an $8 billion, let me repeat that again, $8 billion hole in the next 2 months and going into next year, which is going to have profound economic consequences for our economy, the state's economy, and the country's economy because of what's based here in New York City. We also need more testing. We need to ramp up and do community testing throughout New York City. Tom Frieden, the former head of the CDC and New York City Health Commissioner, said that in order to get back, we need extensive COVID testing, isolation for those that we know were infected, contact tracing. He called it a coronavirus control corps. We need that support from the federal government to actually get that up and going.
Corey Johnson, thank you for spending some time with us. Please come back. Let's keep this conversation going.
Thank you. I just want to say this, Nicole. At one of the most painful times that our city has ever seen, it's really important, just like your previous guests gave some hope, it's important that New Yorkers feel hope. We got through the fiscal crisis of the 1970s together. We got through 9/11 together. We got through the Great Recession together, and we got through Hurricane Sandy together. We will get through this together. New Yorkers are resilient, and we need to be one New York. That's how we're going to get through this. New Yorkers have banded together over the last 5 weeks. We're going to have to keep doing it. Social distance is working, and it's working because New Yorkers are looking out for one another. So I appreciate you having me on today, and I look forward to the conversation on how our city can recover, which will help the country recover. We got through those tough times. We'll get through this.
I needed that. Thank you for adding that. Corey Johnson, thank you for spending some time with us. We're grateful.